All right, what is up, everybody? Shout Scout 0013 here coming in with Graham Canadian Bear,
Hello.
and today we're going to kind of like recap some of the experience we had, not necessarily the specifics in the games, and then we're going to kind of talk about the top eight and the lists from that. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and start us off, I'll let you go ahead and talk about your 2 days.
Sure. My first day started off with a Yoda Rex Bad Batch mirror. I was playing my the 6 act list that we've seen on the stream a couple times, or on TTS a couple times now, and uh, it was a that was a very technical game. I'd say it was very interesting that both of us only killed two things. We both only killed Rex and Bad Batch on each other's side. That one ended 4-3, 268 to 274. So it was a very close game. Um, but I think that was also we only really got to round three because it was like first game and everyone's waking up still and whatnot. So that was lost. I was like, okay, we're diving, we're going down. We're gonna see if we can resurface. That was against Tyler Hatfield. It was nice to finally get to play him. Florida Man Legion. My second game was against Matt. He was doing a CIS list. It was trying to remember. Um, oh, that's right. It was Grievous B2s, Magnas, and an AAT.
Ooh.
um, and that we did close the pocket and surface scan. And essentially, I was able to use my advantage to kind of trap his AAT back in his deployment zone. So, and then use terrain to kind of like sneak into the middle better. And my Origins did pretty good. I think it dealt like 3 or 4 wounds just to the tank.
Oh wow.
Um, I mean, it still survived to the end, but it definitely kept it in its place. And that one ended. Uh, yeah, pretty much. I focused on like one flank, either tying it up so that only I would score or neither of us would score, and then I was mostly focused on the middle to keep it as long as I could, and that ended 13-4 in my favor, 452 to 160. My last game for the day um, was against Tim Hannon from Statcast. Uh, so I am now 2-0 against the Statcast.
Hey.
Last year was Ben. This year's Tim. And I hopped over to Ryan after that game, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to lose so that I can come for you next." And then he didn't lose and made it to the top eight. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
it was like,
Man.
"Darn it, Tim! Next year, I'm coming for you." But that one was also kind of a little bit of a mirror in that we both had Yoda, but his also had uh, Anakin, and two saber tanks with beam cannons.
Oh, I remember seeing that something about that list.
Yeah, it was. I think I have a. There's a picture of it too, but it was. Let me see if I can find it for my sanity. It was played on. It was the first year's um stream table. Oh gosh, what is the name of that husband wife duo that like paint minis and do train? Starts with an M, and I'm blanking.
Malibor?
Yeah, Malibor. It was the Star Wars land recreation, and it's got like
Yeah.
food trays and stuff. It's such a cool table, but it it definitely makes calling out terrain very awkward because there's a lot of like pieces that are on boards, but you don't want to call the whole thing area terrain because then it's just a big block. Like you'll see in the picture, there's the A wing, and it's like you had to like call out separate things in there to say which is which. So that was a
Uh,
little weird.
yeah.
Um, but essentially, this game ended 8-7, 396 to 892. So I was able to win this game, like I was saying. But all I had left at the end of the game was Rex, and he had 4 wounds remaining.
Oh,
And he still had Anakin, I believe, 3 of his infantry squads at various stages of health, and Yoda. Um, but yeah, I was able to take that 8-7.
nice.
Do you want to talk about your day one then?
Oh yeah. So my day one ended the same as yours, 2-1, and the first game was against Christian from the Discord, who goes as Voidwalker, and he had the 3 ATSTs Tempest Force, and he had modeled his ATST to be extremely tall on purpose, because he wanted to get some extra, I guess, line of sight from it. And we played on a table that to me was fairly sparse.
Mhm.
It didn't have very high, things, I guess I should say, and um, it just felt like there was nothing to hide around to his
Mhm.
ATSTs, and it got extremely lucky at the end of round 4. We were 12-12, and so we played to round 5, and that's when I was able to finally take out Marquand. I had taken out um, all of his infantry, basically. All,
Mhm.
all the scout troopers were dead. All of the stormtroopers were dead, and the 3 ATSTs were basically up. And then I took out Marquand, so there was only 2 ATSTs out of the entire thing left. So that was really fun. Great guide, fun humor. The second game was against Travis from Crit to Block, and it was a mirror match basically. So he had Maul, 3 uh, swoops, and then 3 Mandos with E-Stims and rockets as well. And then he had some Black Sun and Pikes, and I uh, did not want to be blue player, and I got blue player. And then I was like, I don't want to play any of these objectives, so I'm going to try for mine. And then we wound up playing Close the Pocket, which I did not want to play, and I got utterly defeated in that game because, yeah, could not save. I think I rolled 2 out of 7 for Maul, and the swoops were basically down at the end of 2, and I just could not do anything that game. So that was a good game for him especially. And the third game was against David from Florida, who did like a Ahsoka, Anakin, Rex, Bad Batch, 2 ATRTs, and like 3 core, and
Mhm.
his dice were just absolutely failing. He rushed in the Bad Batch at the end of turn 1, and then I was able to destroy Bad Batch and take it out at the beginning of turn 2. I should say. Okay, so at the end of turn 1, rushed Bad Batch in. He shot Rook, and I E-stims the 2 wounds, so I had a full Rook unit, and then I charged in with Maul and did 2 wounds to Wrecker, and then I played Duel of the Fates, prevented him from using any tokens. I did another 5 wounds to him there, and then Rook comes in and finishes off the unit at the beginning of turn 2, and then I finished off Rex at the beginning of turn 2, and it he could not save anything. So that was on this board with the Tie Fighters and whatnot, and
On the Scarif table.
yeah, the Scarif
Okay.
table. With Travis, it was the, I guess, crate table that
Yeah.
had the like red and all the snow, and And yeah, I just there was literally no way for me to get very much done with that one. It was god awful.
I will say probably my favorite piece of terrain was a picture I took specifically of was on my first game with Tyler, and it was on like some kind of Sith planet, and there was a Darth like Buddha Jar Jar statue right in the middle.
Yeah, let me pull that up. There it is. Let's
Oh my goodness, it's so funny.
little booted Jar Jar.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Uh,
So yeah, at the end of I think at the end of day one, we were both kind of like, all right, we're I feel like we're in a good spot. This is good.
we're making a comeback.
Yeah,
The submarines are rising.
right.
Um,
And it was better than last year for me. I went 1 and 2 my day one because I had to play
okay.
Austin and Mowgli and lost
Ugh,
both of those.
fair. Uh, so I guess game one of day two then, right? Um, so this was a rematch for me from last year. Unfortunately, I didn't take a picture because I was too focused on this game. Um, but this was against Nick Nackety, who we had on last year, also going over Crucible. Um, and he was doing some more rebel shenanigans. uh, this was Cassian, Op Luke, Fleet Troopers, Ion Gun Rebels, um, an AA5 Naked, and or ATRTs and three Astromech Sleepers. I still hate sleepers.
Me too.
um, and um, this game uh, was I started off with a loss on on both days. It seems. I will say that both this loss and my first loss felt relatively like solid. Where it's like, hey, if I didn't make some mistakes or if I made some different decisions, like there's a path there. Um, because essentially what killed me early on in this game was he double moved Luke with burst of speed early on turn two into Bad Batch, and because of how I had to cohere, and I didn't realize was that my guy, one of the units or models in Bad Batch, was still in my deployment zone, and we were doing surface scan, and I didn't realize that he was in my deployment zone. So then I couldn't score the secondary.
Uh,
um, and no, that one again, like really was just like I think a couple things, and it could have gone either way. It ended 8-6 in Nick's favor, so he got revenge on me this year, 183 to 442. Um,
okay.
uh, but my next game, now I'm 2-2. Looking to see, hey, am I gonna get up to be positive, and then I know I'm breaking even at least. Uh, and then I saw what I was playing, and I was hoping for the best, and it went about as well as I was expecting. 15 active Ewoks with C3PO, Han, Leia, Low Gray, Wicket, uh, Chewie ATST, and then he was doing what was it? 4 naked skirmishers, 2 rebel trooper extra guy SX21s. Um, what was it? 2 slingers with the slinger squad. So at their 10 models each then. And then he had another slinger with the trapper and forest dwellers. Um, and so that was an 11 wound with low profile. He's also got 3 copies of improvised orders in this list.
Oh my gosh.
So whatever he wants, he's going with.
Yep.
And this one I took 2 pictures of to show. I think it was like end of turn 2, like Bad Batch was on like one wound left on Hunter, and um, and then it ended, and he had just like taken some wounds, but otherwise he was fine um, for the most part. And then it ended with like what does he have? Like two skirmishers left, one or his two rebel trooper units left. C3PO was left, and Leia, and then the ATST. Um, and I couldn't. Essentially, my whole game plan was just hold the line, score passive points, and I just couldn't hold out. Um, and we did um, what was it, bunker and surface scan, and like he was just out activation or out activated me, so like he was able to kill Bad Batch when I had nothing left to pick up on that side because everything had to have activated.
Right.
So yeah, that one ended. Oh gosh, 12-4.
Oh man.
268 to 580. So
Yeah, nothing
yeah,
is
it was.
expensive enough to kill like and get high points.
Yeah, like I think yeah, all the slingers were dead. So like I got the super squads and I got um his low grade right at the end there. Surprisingly, just whiffed his saves and just like died from one force wave from Yoda. I was like, oh cool, I'll take that. Um, and I will say I love doing Rex and Yoda. Oh, and Rex's one pip is so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Essentially getting 11 red dice and two attacks.
Yeah, and that's extremely good. It's nice to be able to see that Rex can support Yoda instead of
Mm-hmm.
Yoda being the lead for everything.
Yep. Uh, and then my last game was against. I should have said also that was against Dr. Joe Williams. Uh, Pleasant, like good guy all around. It's just I hate Ewoks. So every time I run into them at Crucible, I lose. Um, and then my last game was against Cameron. He was also running Rebels, so my day two was only Rebels. Um, the only things I didn't play against were Empire and uh, Shadow Collective, and he was doing a Han, Lando, Bad Batch, three Ion Rebels, a Commando, a strike team with Sniper and Mission Objective, a Tauntaun with Tenacity and Spotter Uplink, a unit of Pathfinder, or not Pathfinders, rip, Sleeper Cells with the Astromech, and then a Land Speeder that was like fully loaded with Strike and Fade and all the guns and Outer Rim Speeder Jockey. Um, and we were doing Intercept and Sweep and Clear, which we were playing on one of the tables from your day one. We were playing on the Scarif table. And essentially, I was able to just kind of bully the right hand side with Bad Batch. And they by themselves scored me, I want to say it was like three or maybe even 4 points of sweep and clear. So like all of my
Oh
sweep and
wow.
clear points were from Bad Batch, I think. Maybe one wasn't, but um Rex kind of like jumped up on top of that building on the opposite side from the TIE fighters and just was kind of able to play around Han's two pip, which was kind of cool. Uh, like he was able to deal a couple wounds to the sleeper cells after shooting the face up order unit. I think it was the land speeder also. So since he can't shoot the same thing twice, he has to shoot something else now. Um, and so that helped. And then pretty much Yoda just had the token and was sitting on the left hand side, and I pretty handedly was controlling the right hand side. And the Ahsoka squad was able to like run over after waiting for his land speeder to activate, and she was able to run over and pretty much one shot it with an already like wounded squad. I think they were down by like four four models or so. So they still did a lot, and um, yeah, this was it was an interesting table with all the like area terrain. It's like I can't see anything except for this giant gap that I had to approach from on the one side. That was nerve wracking.
Because it's all like basically line of sight blocking, area
Hmm.
terrain, and then whatever
Yeah,
obstacle terrain was there.
yeah. Except for that one gap, like in the picture, it's just like there's nothing there.
Mm-mm.
And it was just like Yoda had to just like, I'm running, guys. Ignore the frog.
Right.
That game ended as kind of an inverse of the a game five, where I now scored the 12-4, and it was 423 to 286. So end of the day, I broke even, so I was happy about that. And yeah, no, all in all, still had a great time. The Crucible is always fun. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think at least breaking even is ideal completely.
yes,
Um, but yeah, I'm glad. It sounds like you had harder opponents to have to deal with the fact that you had some Ewoks and some land speeders. I got lucky enough not to have to face those.
I mean, I enjoyed running into Ion and just be like, so what?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was one of the things I'm glad that my bikes didn't have to deal with. Um,
Fair.
yeah, my day two, game one, and game two on day two, I was up the whole time until the end. Uh,
No.
yeah, so my day two, game one was against a guy named Noah, and he had two Aquas, Bosk, Dooku, and some B1s and some Staps, and we played shifting priorities, and I was able to put like my Mandos and some pikes on my right end, and then some pikes on my left end, and then we had destroy the enemy base, and we both put the destroy enemy bases basically right across from each other, and that's almost kind of like where we all deployed. And Rook had my bomb, and he dropped his bomb after I destroyed the Staps, and um, I wound up scoring like three, and he scored two, and then I scored another three, and he scored or two, and he scored one. Um, it wound up being to where I was three ahead at the beginning of turn four, and then um, I was like, I've got this. This is easy. And Rook was about to die. She had popped her E-stims, and I wanted to rush the bomb to Maul and have Maul pick it up and rush it in, but I forgot that your opponent can pick up the bomb. And so I basically jumped in right to where he could pick it up, and then there was no way for me to not have him score. And then he slowed me down to where I could only score two, and then he scored two, and then four. So he scored six that round, and that bumped him up to 11, and it had kept me at nine. And so I should have won that game had I been able to just ignore, like, put the bomb all the way back and ignore two of the ones that he was scoring and keep two guys on my very far left. It would have been my game, but I, yeah, I think that's the one that kind of just like got to me because I was like, oh my gosh, I literally dropped the ball or bomb right there at the very end, and it cost me the game.
Yeah.
So going into the next game was against Isaac from the Fifth Trooper, and that one I was up by one the entire game until the very last round when he was able to come and tie it to make it 14-14, and then
Wow.
obviously he won on kill points because one of his guys we played, and I didn't get pictures of my first game either because we were just like perfectly like just trying to go straight at it. Uh,
Hmm.
but the table that I had with Isaac, he had three commandos and Yoda, and then three arcs with medics, and then three naked core. And I had sent Maul to the very far left side, and took out two of the commandos out of that one squad, wiped out a core. So he had basically nothing on the entire left side for me. And then he had an arc squad, Yoda, and a commando kind of near the middle. And then he had deployed an Ahsoka full squad as well. That's one of the other things he had. Ahsoka full squad with the shotgun coming down to my right middle. And then he put another commando, three arcs, or two more arcs, and another core on his far left and my right. And I had sent my swoop bikes all onto the right side. And there was one commando who literally, one squad that took two rocket shots at range 3. So I was able to add the heavy and then 3 rockets, and then twice. And then I had a range 3 Mando shot. And then I had at least 3 aimed naked pike shots. And he still had one guy left. He just kept rolling blocks after blocks after blocks. And I could not move my pike squad because they were trying to get the friendly territory at them. And I was down here behind a barricade type thing, and he was in front of the POI, so no cover except for the suppression. Because he had like 8 suppression at one point, and was able to roll off until and only get one action ever, and so just like recover at one point, and then just maybe like shoot at another time. But my pike stayed there, and he just rushed the Ahsoka squad and got an enemy territory kill point, which put him to tie. And then we had he had more kill points. If I had been able to force push his arcs into his into his territory and then kill them, that probably would have been the move. But even so, I saved choke because I wanted to take out that lone commando, and so I didn't aim. I had to recover, swing, and then I was going to move and choke. But I had to spend choke on that last arc mini that didn't die because I only rolled 3 out of the 6 for Maul, and I wouldn't have gotten the enemy territory kill points anyway because it has to be an attack, not choke. So it just all literally crumbled in at the end. So so that was another loss. So I was just like, all right, well, I have to win this last game so I can at least make it 3-3. And so I had to play against Arminius, Ghost of NIP, and he was also playing Shadow Collective. So I got to play 2 Shadow Collective lists.
So you, including yourself, you got to see 3 of the 5 Shadow Collective.
Yep. I was just like, okay, I guess. And he had 4 Mandos and Garth Action in a bus. And we played Recover. And I think I had played, let's see, how many times did I play Recover this entire weekend? I played it 1, 2, 3 times, and then shifting 2 times, and then closed the pocket once. So I got kind of, lucky there because Recover's, I guess, the strongest one from my list. And the last game, it turned out to be okay. He was a really good guy, really fun guy to play against, and he deployed all of his guys in one spot in the middle into his far right. And so my swoops were all on my right side and literally had to spend 2 to 3 turns trying to get into engagement. And same with some other pikes. The Mandos were able to kind of help Maul take out the other Mando squads, and the bus took 2 rocket shots and was like 6, I think had 6 wounds or so. It eventually turned out to be, I had one Mando left, and he was suppressed. So I rolled, and he was on emergency stim, so after his activation, he was going to die. So I rolled the suppression, got both of them off, so I was like, okay, so we're just going to rally here at the end. Took an aim and shot the bus, rolled a hit with the first aim, rolled a crit for the second aim, and it had 1 wound left, and so he rolled, and he blanked out, so the bus died. And there was another point where it was broken, and he tried to aim and shoot, and so he rolled, and then he re-rolled, and I was like, oh wait, you're broken. Let's see. He rolled where you would only get one action, so he decided to re-roll the entire dice pool and blanked out on all of the dice. And so I was like, I felt really, really bad because I was just gonna be like, okay, I mean, I don't mind you taking the original hit or the original dice pool without re-rolling because I mean, whatever, I don't care.
Hmm.
And he just picked it up and re-rolled without me before I could say anything, and I was like, all right. And then I just felt so bad that he rolled nothing.
Yeah.
Um, but it ended 14-7, uh, and I had killed 688, and so it was almost kind of like the same blowout that you had on the last game. But
Mhm.
really fun guy. Yeah, I felt kind of bad with Isaac because I was just like trying to kill that one guy and he would not die, and I was like, oh my god. Um, but
Fair.
yeah, kudos to him for being able to roll as many red dice as he did and getting some blocks. I need to shake his hand. And I had to pee so bad during that game. I could not walk normally after the game to go to the bathroom, and I just felt bad because like, man, I have to leave. Like, I know it was a humiliating defeat on my end, but I mean, I've got to go, and I just felt bad that I didn't actually get to stay and talk to him for a second. So sorry,
Well,
Isaac. Hopefully you're hearing this, and hopefully we can actually get like a conversation in later. But yeah, that
yeah.
was how I
I,
ended.
that's one thing I should mention from like a previous game. Like, was just like unfortunate dice rolls. Would be my game against Tim on day one. Indomitable is not everything, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Ahsoka refused to rally. She either stayed at 2 to 3 suppression the entire game, would either roll off 0 with her red Indomitable dice, or just 1 and stay suppressed the entire game.
Uh,
um,
and that's not.
which that hurts so much in that game.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see on an expensive unit that
Yeah,
has to be up in the fray and just
yeah.
can't.
Pretty much, she was just standing there and just shooting because it wasn't worth trying to move and not adding those dice to an attack somewhere.
Mm, yeah.
But lo and behold, for some reason, my Boyle squad decided to. He also had like some rough dice at the start there because my Boyle squad, after armor, like just I think just like with an aim from Rex was all they had. Maybe no, it might have been Yoda's. No, yeah, it had to have just been like a one aim from Rex. They after armor, the saber tank that they shot into still had to deal with 6 wounds to save against,
Oh my god.
and he rolled 1 block and took 5 wounds on an opening shot.
Wow.
It was just like I don't know how to feel about that because I wouldn't want that happening to me. I don't want that happening to you. And it was just like okay, and I think that was like the one thing that like saved me on that side because it made him, it took him back, and like he'll admit to him like the dice kind of got to him. And I feel bad because oh man, I never like to experience that. I never want people to experience just horrible dice. um but yeah, that was oh, and my Bad Batch also just refused to die to Anakin, so like they tied
Oh.
him up for like 3 turns, I want to say, before he was able to like kill them and kill my 5 squad after fives, killed the tank, triggering tempted.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, eh. And then Anakin also had the token for recon where you have to be at like at range 2 to score it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have like 2 enemies, so now both of the things are dead over there.
Mm.
So it worked out in my favor, but also it's just like, oh, that that was so risky.
Hey, it's always the big risk, high reward kind of thing.
Yep.
Well, cool, man. I'm glad you had a good time. I know that you stayed and kind of went to Disney and what
Yes.
Universal maybe?
Just Disney this year,
Just Disney. Okay.
and then we did like Discovery Cove for like my wife had never been able to like swim with dolphins, so we got to do that for her. So that was really exciting for her, and it was nice to watch. And then did like some snorkeling with like some sharks there too, which was cool.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was like some black tip and white tips and various types of like Nerf sharks. So like nothing dangerous really. I mean, black tips will still like give you a good nip if you
hmm
piss them off essentially, but they pretty much just tell you just stay on your back or on your stomach and don't drop your legs down so you don't get in their way. Like
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
but like their teeth are like I don't even have anything to. Well, here I don't know, like the tiniest tip, like that. That is about as big as like the biggest teeth were, because
Okay.
they had them like saved in epoxy to show us before we went in the water.
Oh,
So it's like,
nice.
oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, if I get bit, I'm not losing anything.
And they made sure to tell us that the fish were like the regular fish were more likely to bite than the sharks. So I was
Okay.
like, oh, good to know.
Right.
Uh, but yeah.
Okay, well then we can go over the top eight then. I know
Mhm.
that top eight had Richard Levery from Crypt Block. It had Austin Miller from Florida Man. Then Rory Draycott, Ryan Slawowski,
Yep.
Michael Berry, Bushfax, James Sheeran, and Nick Nackety. And um, I had a few of those photos because I wound up sticking around at the beginning of day three just to kind of get a game in with uh, Tanner,
Hmm.
who was also there, and sadly he can't be here to give his account. Maybe we'll be able to get something from him soon. But yeah, I think Nick Nackety played on stream for the first game against who did he play against on that day three?
Day three.
Rory. He played against
Yes.
Rory, and yeah, he I think his plans changed immediately, and I think he was in as much disarray as I was in some of my games because he wound
Mhm.
up taking a kind of a big hit there of 16-6.
Yeah. I'll say Nick and I apparently have like also the same record in the top eight at Crucible is we get on stream and lose. So uh,
That's no fun.
yeah. Did he tell you how he got into the top eight too? Which I felt bad, but it's still it's funny.
No, I don't think so.
Um, he played. It was Richard, right? He played, I think. Um, let's see. Pull up Nick. Yeah, he played Richard, and uh, his last game to get him to the top eight was him getting tabled.
Oh,
And it's like when you see Richard's list, when we get to it, you'll understand how that happens
hmm
because it is the time of the remnant.
the Dark Troopers, as you mentioned a while ago, with the fact that they count for two tokens, but only one activation,
Hmm.
and so they get those extra pass tokens and can
Yep.
still out activate you at that point.
Yep. And don't forget the jumbo squads
Yes, because I know we'll.
that refuse to roll anything but crits apparently.
And I witnessed it. I witnessed him roll 5 crits against one of the guys that Tanner was there with because they were on the table next to me. And then at when I was watching the top eight, watched him basically roll 13
Yeah,
hits,
something like that.
and then they took two away for cover, and it was 11 that they had to roll for, and his dice were on fire.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah. Um, and then it's also very interesting top eight because outside of Shadow Collective, there was two of every faction,
hmm
which was pretty cool. But yeah, I think Empire has done well because they were the top two overall.
Well, and you got some pretty amazing players too,
Yes, that
Austin
definitely
and
helps.
Richard. Yeah, and it's
Uh,
cool. It's cool to see that Imperial Remnant was part of it, and then just a normal Vader dewback, but an
mhm,
E-Webs was another part of it. So it's cool to see.
yeah. Uh, and I don't know about you, but I one thing for takeaway for me was I was surprised at how many Yodas were there. I knew there was going to be more, but I wasn't expecting 9 of them.
Yeah, because how many of the Gar players were there? It looks like there was what
There were
14.
14, so 5 of the list didn't have Yoda.
Jeez, and I wonder how many had Bad Batch.
That I don't know.
Let's
That would
see.
be a
No, I don't have the Clone Commandos. There was 13, and I had faced against a few of them. 15 ARC Troopers. Yeah, I don't know about Bad Batch. I can't
let's
get those stats, but I know. I'm glad I only had to play against one of them because that was not a lot of
uh,
fun.
there were 8 Gar bad batches and 3 Rebel bad batches.
So a little over half had um, Bad Batch. 9 of them out of the 14 had Yoda, and then I mean that's still a lot because
Yeah.
the top eight, 2 of them had Yoda,
Hmm.
and both of them also had 3 clone commandos. Because you
Yeah.
had Bushman had 3 clone commandos, and then Michael Berry had 3 clone commandos as well.
Hmm.
I bet there was only one Padme there the whole time, and that was
Probably.
that was Michael Berry. I had mentioned to him that I was like, I need to get a video of you explaining how you like to use Padme because he was like Padme all the way,
Hmm.
inspired to like this is going to be this is going to be it, and
There
so
were actually 4.
oh wow, okay,
Yeah. None of them were equipped the exact same way because there's 4 upgrades listed under her, and each of them are only taken once.
okay.
So,
My
yeah.
strike team leader was one of them.
Yep.
Okay,
Strike team leader was once taken. E gear was once taken. Improv and prepared supplies were both once taken.
okay, I could see
So,
those. Yeah,
yeah.
and his was naked. Michael Barrios was naked, so out of the
Yeah,
other three
because he got rid of the
players.
ARF squad, I think,
Uh,
from Nova.
okay,
I think that's probably why she didn't have anything on her. Because at Nova, he had done the whole like strike team leader with the Super Echo ARF.
I guess that didn't do so hot then.
Oh, no, he won Nova.
Oh,
He
okay,
just didn't
okay.
like it.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, he just thought it was like a waste of points. And he could have like used them better at other places.
Okay. Yeah, I
Uh,
do. I do want to kind of see how ARFs can play like with triple ARFs, but um, I don't. I don't know any. I mean, recover the research is really the only thing that's going to be like extremely good at.
Yeah, I'd say we can probably expect to see them more once the new objectives drop, because they've already talked about them being, or alluding to them being slightly more gunline focused,
Okay, good.
um, which is perfect because then we'll also finally get a second core. Yay!
Yay! And and it's funny because all right, now the custom guys aren't coming out until November, and then we that was so I'm not going to complain. I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. That uh, here's the custom units, and then all of a sudden here's all the cards for the custom units, and yet we still have really nothing for the marksmen that have actually been revealed a long time ago.
Yeah, we just have the front of the card.
Right,
Um, yeah, we need the points. That's all. That's all anyone cares about is how much are they.
right. And
Uh,
what heavies are coming with them, like the mortar and the RPS?
yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Because they're both or cumbersome weapons. So just throw them on the board, and it's like, hey, I can finally use this weapon.
right.
um, but before I forget, I need to shout out Nick as well. and say thank you because he got to the top 8, he got the set of top 8 cards for the factions, and jokingly, I was kind of saying to him like, "Hey, if you don't need that Yoda, I'll take it off your hands." And so he was able to he gifted it for me. There, that kind of shows it off slightly better. It's got like a Gar symbol and a nice holographic, which I will say, uh, AMG. I don't know if they're using the same people that FFG are using for Unlimited, but the foiling is very nice on these new cards.
It looks like it. Like it looks so. And is the back the full art holographic as well?
No, it's just one sided,
Okay, okay,
which that's kind of to be expected, I would think. Because outside of like this, the showcases in Unlimited, it's only the one side that are holographic in that game too.
okay. Not bad though. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Um, and I know that you had a lightsaber in there somewhere.
Da-da-da.
Let's see. Let me get a good. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah. And I don't know because the camera looks a little weird on here right now. If you can see C3PO behind me or not in this
Uh,
camera
mm-mm.
angle. No. Oops, sorry, microphone. Let me see.
There's the
There
glowing
you
eyes.
go. Creepy C3PO.
Yeah.
Put that down.
And then the mask you said comes off and it reveals like
Yeah,
the
you can take the face covering off, and then it's like
episode one.
Phantom Menace while the wire's exposed, which is really cool. Um, if you really want to, it's not for me, but you can also, while you do that, move a wire, and then it's episode 9, where it's like somehow there's that whole like override thing where he can like read the Sith dagger chip, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So his eyes go red, and then his voice changes. It's like, I'm okay. I just want real C3PO. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right. Maybe Halloween, but yeah, normally
Yeah.
it's gonna be the good C3PO.
Yes. Yeah, and if you like touch him pretty much anywhere when he's on, he'll spew out random voice lines from the movies and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Uh, then, uh, I don't know how much time we have left on the timer thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, our Discord was not working today, so we had to do a Google thing.
which, yeah, I don't know if there's a way to see that super
It'll
easily.
probably give you like a timer
That's
when
true.
a few more minutes left.
Um, do you want to talk about the other thing that I brought up before we started?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The ironic thing that for me, I am a lover of irony,
Yeah.
so there is no ill will with this. I just think it's hilarious. Um, but the latest um, OP kit just came out, and I was able to go to a local event on Saturday, which was like 24 hours after getting back because we drove back Thursday and then arrived at like 5 in the morning Friday morning, um, and then slept for a little bit and then to make sure that I would wake up and then go to sleep at night, but so I could wake up to go to the event after they kind of bullied me to go. They're like, "Who wants Graham to come?" And your only option is A, you want him to come.
Okay.
It's like fine. And I didn't have the brain power to switch out my list to anything else, so I just brought the same thing, and ended up going 3-0. So that was pretty cool. I was very happy with that. And there's a few things that like you're getting with like this new OP kit. It's probably first, but like I came second, but Nick actually was first, and we didn't have time for our fourth game, so he didn't want to win his own tournament, so just had me win. And sorry if you can hear that, my cat seems to be having a sneeze attack right now.
Oh no.
What did she get into?
I don't know. But I guess my wife is going to go find out. Um, and so I believe this would then be for first place, but it's essentially like a hard acrylic it's like credit card thick Commander Luke, which is pretty cool. Happy to have that. Um, and then everyone gets these 4 cards, but the top 4 get a special version of one of them that is stamped with top 4. So like you've got uh, this Fear and Dead Men for Vader, uh, Supreme Commander for Grievous, Knowledge and Defense for Obi-Wan. Sorry, Shadow Collective.
So sad.
And which already you're noticing that those are all 2 pips, which I didn't realize until we were talking pre-show. That then you get Luke's 3 pip, um, Return of the Jedi, but it's got a real nice like top 4 stamp. It's hard to get it to not be too reflective, but yeah, it's kind of like the Jedi symbol with top 4 in the middle. Um, and then I happen to also get like runner up for best painted, and it comes with I guess 2 best painted cards that you can give out. Um, and this is where for me this is what I first noticed, and I thought it was hilarious. Um, it's the same exact card, but this instead of saying top 4, it has a paintbrush in the middle of the Jedi symbol, which like still looks gorgeous. I love it, but AMG, I can't use both these cards at once.
I can't show off that I won so many things.
So yeah, it's really funny to me. And like as soon as I realized it, I like was like bent over laughing at the event because it's just so it's ridiculous, and I love it. But yeah, no props to them. Prize support is in this new OP kit looks really nice, um, and yeah. Uh, so I'd say aim for one of those 2 things. Aim for top 4 best painted.
Right? I think it'd be easier for at least some of us to get top 4 rather than painted because I'm not a painter.
Fair enough. Um, but yeah, no, great time with that one too. I went 3-0, and uh, this time, like I'd gone against, I started the day going against a CIS list that I was down like the entire game until the very end, where I was able to destroy a bunker on the last turn, which put me ahead by 1 point. Um, and this was a like Dooku T series Sun Fac Asajj Geo Warrior with extra guy, 3B1s, a Crab Droid, a Droidica, and 2 Aqua Droids. Um, and that was like 11-10 at the end there, 493 to 338. So definitely a nail biter at the
Yeah.
end there. Um, my round 2 opponent, this was my turn to get revenge against someone that has beaten me twice, and I've yet to beat him until today. Was against, or so first opponent was Eric, second opponent was Adam. He was similar to me, where he couldn't really be bothered to use the brain power to swap out his list, so he just had the same thing. Um, but he was doing a Wookiee Defender list with triple Strike and Fade, Gunner, Flutternass, or Rarenass, Fluttercraft, um, Yoda, as you should, with Burst, Push, and Mind Trick, a Naked Wookiee Chieftain, 5 Wookiee Warriors with Tenacity, 3 of them having shields and impact grenades. And pretty much uh, I won as much as I did primarily because of a piece of terrain that really screwed up his deployment. Um, we were doing Close the Pocket, and it took up the innermost edge to where he couldn't even put like a movement tool down for speed 2 and have it stay on the board. He'd have to climb if he wanted to start from as far into the middle as he could from that side. Um, so I was able to essentially have decent or like pretty easy control of the right hand side. I did some flanking on the left hand side, and then pretty much had a much easier time running for the middle and was able to set up better. And that one was 14 to 4, 435 to 326.
Man.
And then my last game was against Rob. We've played before, but it had been a while. And we did intercept and mark targets. He was playing Shadow Collective, and he was doing something that you would enjoy, which was a Pike Capo Maul without the Dark Saber, but choke. And he was going to change this also, but it's like reflexes, improv, tenacity, 2 whip pikes, 1 disruptor pike, 2 Magda Black Suns with Vigo and Frag, 1 that had droid poppers, and then 3 Mandalorians. 1 had Rook, 2 had Marksman. They all had transponders and jetpack rockets.
Nice. Good way to do it.
Yeah. And that one ended 13-10. Essentially, in this game, it did not start well because my dice just said, hey, what if we didn't save?
Oh my gosh.
Because I think Boyle took a rocket shot, blanked on all 4. Fives would roll cover saves and like take 1 or 2 off and then blank on the actual red dice. And essentially it came down to 5s being 2 wounds, so he survived on 1 wound, letting me disengage, climb away from Maul and with the token and score it on turn 2. I was able to get a marked target on turn 2, and then I was also able to it wasn't necessarily to use Bad Batch as bait, but Bad Batch was able to like run up and be like a big target that he focused on Bad Batch, which kind of let Yoda burst his speed on turn 2 and run up the middle and use the token to score his save point on turn 2.
Okay.
And was able to pull his Rook cast squad into him, so he was protected from Black Suns, and then my guys primarily focused on taking the left-hand side.
Okay.
And yeah, no, that was a it was a good technical game, but my goodness, my dice made that game so much harder. It did not help too when his Mandalorians rolled like the terror that Mandalorians can be, and either would take 1 wound at a time or no wounds until like the very end.
Okay. See, that's how you do it.
And the worst part was, I said this to him too. I was like, you know what? I would not mind if you were rolling more surges, but you're just rolling natural blocks, and my guys aren't even doing that.
Yeah, see, that's just insult to injury right there.
Right? So that was funny. We were both laughing about that, but yeah, no, that was a tough game. And yeah, Yoda and being able to score essentially 4 points on turn 2 got me 2 points ahead, and that I was able to pretty much maintain that throughout the rest of the game.
Okay.
But yeah,
Man, sounds like that one was the absolute hardest, and just because of the dice.
yeah, it's definitely an uphill battle. It's like I just need someone to live.
And it was how many activations?
He was 11 activations. Adam was 10 with his Wookiees, and the Separatist list to start the day was 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, no. Also, in that first game, Asajj refused to die, and like survived on like 2 wounds after taking like a Bad Batch and a scouted up boil shot. So whatever that is 21 dice.
Jeez.
Then she was still like between rolls and like defense rolls and flanks on my side, like still and cover saves, only took 3 wounds. And then next turn she played her 1 pip, or he played her 1 pip, charged in. Bad Batch said no, and then just backhanded her and killed her in melee.
Oh my god.
So that was funny. And
You
then
may
his aquas refused to die. Also, like he had one that like could have cost me the game because it survived on 1 wound on my on the side that I needed it to die, so he had to stay back there to score.
Oh man.
So that, yeah, that aquas.
Ugh. Yeah, Aquas are a menace, but it sounds like your Bad Batch really is more of a menace.
At least for Asajj.
Well, cool, man. Sounds like you had a really fun week
Yeah.
almost of Legion, and
Yeah.
coming out ahead with a bunch of swag right there is
Mm-hmm.
very commendable and very nice.
Yeah, no, they. It was a nice surprise. So, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
congrats, man.
thank you.
Well, I think we can probably end it out there. I'm glad that we both at least ended 3-3, and
Mm-hmm.
we were literally right next to each other in the rankings. We
Yeah,
both.
you beat me out on goal points.
Yes. So that, yeah, I got extremely lucky there, just by a hair. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year we'll get to play each other, because I think we've gone 2 years now where we haven't, and
Yes.
at least just on TTS we'll keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can do a podcast or so on tours of duty, and maybe kind of see what we can do there. And
Yeah,
um,
absolutely. I need to actually take the time to read it fully,
yeah,
but I'm super excited about it. This is what I think a lot of us were hoping originally that Spec Ops was going to be.
yeah,
So this is very exciting.
oh yeah, and I think everybody's like this is what has gotten everybody out of the woodworks to come back and really start playing Legion again,
Mm-hmm.
and get everybody excited, because I really want to
Yep.
do like a clone list, but I think I might do some sort of Empire thing with Kokozula soon. So we'll see how it goes, but
I might try to do something with like tauntauns and whatnot.
yeah, because okay, so as far as I understand, the minimum requirement is a commander and 2 core. So I guess
Yep.
everything else, as long as you have the points for, you could just do it.
I guess so, yeah. Because like I said, I still need to read through it, but it's like, oh man, I could make tauntauns better.
Yes,
Or they're just gonna die horribly. We shall see.
I'm excited to see how much of a crazed, bloodthirsty tauntaun unit you make.
Right.
But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another video soon. And comment down below anything that you have about Crucible or any of the lists.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see you all next time.
All right, y'all.
With-
No, what? Sorry, I didn't
Oh
mean to cut
no,
you off.
yeah, I've had very little sleep, so you'll have to forgive me.
No, you're good. All right, y'all. Well, y'all take it easy. Peace out.
Later.